Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Saturday, March 1st at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 9 of 2025, and in my neck of the woods it is currently 39 degrees with a high of 53 and a low of 29. Not too bad. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my broadcast. I am here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, pretty pictures, and the what's, the how, and the why of adult coloring. In other words, I talk about what I'm doing. I show you how I'm doing it, and I explain why, the why of it. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always fun. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact, which I know a majority of you do. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who will see this broadcast when I download it into my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. All right. So the format of the broadcast is I always do what I call a buddy color. And this is our current buddy color. This is an image that I make available. The buddy color is an image I make available out of one of my books. And the current book that I'm coloring out of is called Romance Novel Covers Jubilee. Cute little book. Here are some of the images that are in it. So if romance books are your thing, then this book is definitely for you. All right. And then the second image that I'm working on is our gnome lady doing our pie. You've got a mushroom going. Really cute little piece. And that is from 50 Lovely Gnomes by Camellia Angel Kova. Cute little book. If you like gnomes, I recommend it. Fun images. All right. So let me get my piece set up here. Let's see who's popped in already. Hi, Tam Tam. Tam is here. Hi, Angry Bear. Carmen. Mamie, so glad to see you, Mamie. So glad to greet you. Hi, Stephanie. Stephanie says it'll be another early night. Okay. Oh, Luba, hello. Luba dooba doo, so glad to see you. Luba dooba doo, so glad to greet you. Luba dooba doo, how are you? Hi, Luba doo. All right, let me get my paper towel. Let me get my swatch sheet. Hello, Angie. Okay, so tell me, guys, how was your day today? Win, lose, or draw? I'm going to say draw. My day's been quiet. Mamie, draw. Oh, Tam Tam, what's your win? Angry Bear, draw. Who else? Carmen has a win. Carmen, what's your win? Stephanie has a win. Got my primary pan pastel. Yay! Angie has a win. Had a video visit with my guy, her guy. Oh, Tammy, Carmen surprised me with a set of Ohuhu colored pencils. That is always a win. Carmen, what's your win? Oh, Tammy being so overjoyed about her gift. Oh. Now, one more question. Is anybody having an anniversary or a birthday today? And yesterday, I feel bad, I completely forgot to mention Wally's birthday. So when Linda comes in here, we need to mention that. Stephanie says husband finished third in his golf tournament today. Well, there you go. Hello, Karen. You guys are having all sorts of neat things happening. Stephanie, how often does your husband play in a tournament? Okay, guys, let's get coloring. So last night I worked on the jeans. Actually, last night I worked on the belt area. We had already done the jeans, but you can see how great the jeans look. So now I'm going to work on the shirt. Now, remember last night when I told you that there are sets of light, medium, and dark. There's a dark set of light, medium, dark, a medium set of light, medium, dark, and a light set of light, medium, and dark. So Stephanie, he plays every 2 weeks usually. Golf Week Amateur Tour. Ah. So I'm going to work with blues and grays. And I'm going to work on the light end of that. In other words, the jeans and the shirt are going to be similar colors. So there's my dark blue. Let me zoom in so you can see what the heck is going on. Here's my medium blue. And my lightest color is actually going to be a gray. Check it out. And I'm probably going to add a fourth color of the blue. We'll see. You know I like to work with Payne's Gray. So yeah, we're in good shape. All right, let me pull out. Now, don't forget, I'm going to be doing the image with a horse when this is done. That was our other freebie. So eventually you're going to want to print that out. Now, let me show you something that Linda sent me. Well, I want to wait for Linda. Hi, Janie. So let's go ahead and start with our darkest blue. Janie, you started a new picture? Ah, from Disney Celebrations. Well, Janie, don't forget I'm going to be working out of that Disney Celebrations book as well. We're going to do the, I always mispronounce her name, Moana's picture. All right, let me move this up just a little bit. Hey, Angry Bear. Hello, Thomas. Now, we've got to be real picky in between the hair. Oh, the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. Okay. Now, don't forget to turn your pencil. Now, I don't want to go too far up. So now I'm going to come in with my, got a little more dark here. Now I'm going to come in with my medium. And this is where you're going to start to see the lighter aspects of this shirt come in. And what's going to make it different from our pants. Now again, notice how I am back blended on my dark blue. And back with our dark blue on the top of this pocket. Blended into our medium blue. All right. Here's my dark blue underneath the collar. And back to the medium blue. Now, I want to carry a little bit of the brown into the shirt. So I'm going to use a medium brown quiet day for you, Thomas. We're going to add a little bit of brown above that pocket. And what that's going to do is that's going to tie in our skin tones with our shirt. Okay. Back to our medium blue. And again, be very picky around your hair. Hello, Sarah. Now, let's go down to the sleeve here. Medium blue on the sleeve with a little bit of our dark blue to highlight these edges. Now, notice that I'm putting the dark blue on after the medium blue, which is creating a totally different color for us. And then I'm going to come in with my gray. And we're going to blend all of that together. Check it out. Now, this looks unblended, which it is, so now we've got to come back with our medium blue, and we're going to soften this fabric by blending this. And then I'm going to come in with my darker blue. Hey, Grace. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh, that I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Hello, Grace. Hey, better late than never, right? All right. So now I'm using my darker blue to blend the edges of the previous dark blue that I put on here. We've talked a lot about that technique. And then I'm going to finger blend all that. Oh, Sarah, number 12? Thank you. All right, let's take a look at this puppy. Remember, guys, likes encourage other people to come in. And you know that we want people to come in to this broadcast as a refuge. People can come in and relax. A sanctuary. And the really neat thing is, if you are willing to share this broadcast while I'm broadcasting, somebody may also see it and get it and come in. Okay, let's work our way up. So we've got the bottom where my gray is. And notice that I'm using, Grace, thank you so much for sharing. If you guys are willing to share on your timeline, that would be great. Now, notice I'm using my lightest gray as a blending tool. Now we need to highlight this pocket. So I'm going to use my Payne's Gray, and we'll go around the outside of these little divots. Who's coloring this with me tonight? Now, notice I'm also putting a little bit of that gray on the outside. Angry Bear, you're coloring with me? By the way, Angry Bear's pieces are, oh, really nice job. Janie, you're coloring with me? Luba, beautiful. Luba, I'm honored to have you in here. Sarah, this picture's not your cup of tea. Okay. All right, check out how we have this stitching now around the edge. Well, Sarah, it's good that you're watching because that way you can learn the techniques that I'm using. Okay, I'm blending with my gray. My lightest gray is what I meant to say. And back down here, where our buttons are. Okay, so let's concentrate here. I'm right next to the pocket. I've got my dark blue up here of my dark medium light. And then I'm going to come in with my medium. Oh, Luba, that's hysterical. Oh, Luba. I'm happy to have time for coloring, and when I saw that picture, I can say, like Sarah, not my cup of tea, but I will have to say my kind of meat. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you're joking. Well, you guys know that when I choose pictures, I choose them for the coloring value. So I chose this picture because of all the skin that's on here and the skin shades. We should use the word eye candy instead. Okay. So this picture is not chosen for the eye candy value. It's chosen for the coloring value. Now, having said that, to some people, this might be a very pleasant image to look at. Okay, now I'm coming in with my dark. All right. And notice how I'm shading this a little bit darker. We've got this edge here, which is the area where the buttons go, but we've got a little more of the material inside that. So I'm actually going to bring in my Payne's Gray here. And darken that in a little bit. And that way, this area here where the buttons are is going to show up a little more. In other words, the material is folded back on itself. All right. Now let's go up above the pocket. This is my lightest color. And here's my light color above that yet. And then I'm going to come in with my darkest blue, and we're just going to go underneath that flap. You see it? And that's going to give us our dimension. We're shadowing underneath that part to lift that material and make it dimensional. And then I'm going to come in with my Payne's Gray. And we're going to hit these little dark spots that are on the pocket. It's actually the stitching. And I'm going to do a finger blend to soften that. Okay, let's work up on the collar. Here's our dark. Now, remember, oh, Sarah, I hadn't even thought about that. March 9th, daylight savings. Oh. There's our dark. And we'll come in with our medium. And then our light, which is our gray. And then we're back on the inside of the material. Here's our dark. And our medium. And of course our blending. Blending, 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 ride. All right, now I'm going to come in with a little bit of Payne's Gray. This is a shadow area, obviously, right? And our collar is folded over on itself. Yeah, Stephanie, that would be really great if daylight savings were stopped. Nobody likes it. Okay. Now I'm taking my Payne's Gray and I'm adding that slightly darker shadowing actually, next to the edge of the material. Everybody see how that makes a difference in the look? All right, let me pull out, we'll take a look at this so far. Okay. Any questions? Now, I want you to notice, thank you, Luba. I want you to notice that on this shirt, there's streaking of color, and that's because we've got the folds in the material. Now, let me show you what I mean. I'm going to use a little bit of my Payne's Gray, and I'm very, very lightly going to shadow this line, which is showing a fold in the material. Grace is what a gray blue? And then I'm going to bring another line down here. Now I'm going to smudge it with my finger. But you can see, yeah, it's the palette is a gray-blue mix. Do you see how I'm shading on either side of this little piece right here? You are welcome, Grace. And check out now how we see the folds in that material. This is why I like my Payne's Gray so much. Okay, let's move down. We're on the pocket here. I'm shadowing underneath the pocket a little bit darker right next to that edge. So I put the Payne's Gray there earlier, but now I'm going to take it and make it a little bit darker right next to that edge. Now, as I'm detailing in these things, you can see what a difference it makes. This area right here where we have the edge of the material where the buttons are, notice how I'm using the Payne's Gray right next to that edge. This detailing is what's going to make your image. Now let's take that up a little further. And look how cool that looks. Any questions? And again, this is why I selected this particular image, because of all the fold details. Okay, next area underneath the pocket. Notice how as soon as I add that shading with the Payne's Gray, that pops that pocket out. Now, I'm bringing the Payne's Gray down a little bit, but when I go up to the side of the pocket, I'm going to stick right on that edge. In other words, I'm not going to bring that shadow out on that right-hand side, but I am going to bring the shadow out more on the bottom here. And look how much dimension that gives us. Okay, now let's work our way down. I'm going to put a little bit of gray in between here, next to where the material is folded over, where the buttons are going to go. If anybody has any questions, stop me. And then I'm going to use my Payne's Gray. We've got our arm here. And we need to distinguish the arm laying across the front of the shirt. So I'm going to add that shadowing along the arm and up into the armpit. Is everybody with me on that? Okay. And then I'm going to blend that out, which means what? It gets lighter and lighter as I color towards the surface here. Now, there's another side to this pocket, which I failed to show you. Sorry about that, my bad. This is the left-hand side of the bottom of the pocket. It's in the shaded area. And the edge of that pocket is going to basically disappear underneath the arm pit. And again, my darkest area is right next to the arm. And then again, we blend that out, right? Finger blend. Let me pull out. Now, if you feel that the left-hand side of your pocket is getting lost, which I do, I'm going to take a little bit of black and right next to that pocket, I'm very lightly going to add that black. It's very subtle. Don't get crazy with it. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, Payne's Gray. Moving down the shirt here and the arm. Check it out. In about 35 minutes, Sarah. Now, here are our buttons again of the shirt. I'm going to come in with my darkest blue. And work right on that edge. Okay, Sarah, you can always watch it on the replay. Everybody see how I am highlighting our button area of our shirt. Combination of Payne's Gray and my dark blue. Okay. Now, we're going to take our brown that we used on the body, and we're going to create the shadow now of the edge of the shirt. And that shadow is prominent from the nipple down. Check it out. And then we're going to work that shadow on top of our jeans. And down towards the belt. Now, from the jeans down, I put the brown in, but now I'm going to come back with my Payne's Gray. This needs to be a slightly different color. So from the top of the jeans, right here, down to the hand, we need to use our Payne's Gray as our shadow. But again, it's got that tinge of brown because I layered the brown first. Does everybody understand that? The shadow color changes as it goes over the top of the jeans and the belt. Excuse me. Any questions about that? Yes, no, maybe? Now, Angry Bear, I meant to tell you, on your image, I noticed that your nipple was very dark. You want to lighten that a little bit, and then you want to add a little bit of Payne's Gray in the center just to give it a little bit of dimension. Your nipple just looked like a dark blotch. Okay. Now, moving up the body and right next to the shirt here, we're going to have a little bit of a shadow on the skin, which we're going to color this brown. Because it is darkening the skin. Now, you may have to adjust your brown a little bit because you're coloring on top of skin color, and it's going to change your brown color. But the point is, we need to get that shadow on the skin next to the shirt. Finger blend. Now, you can either use your brown or use your skin tone. And if your brown goes a little too far, which mine does, fix it with your ivory. Any questions? Guys, don't hesitate to ask questions. Okay. Luba, how's your piece coming? Now, I'm going to take a dark brown and I'm going to color down the necklace. And then I'm going to come in with black. And I'm going to put an intermittent shading on that cord, or necklace, we'll call it a cord, so that you have the brown and the black working with this. Oh, Luba, that'll be great. I'm glad you'll post your WIP before you go to bed. Good night, good night, good night. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy happy Luba, sleepy Luba. Purr, purr, purr. Okay, now don't obliterate your brown. Oh, Luba, you're welcome. Creak. Luba, this is the name of the book. Romance Novel Covers Jubilee. Take a screenshot if you like so that you have the name. Okay. Sounds good, Luba. Now, check out how cool this shirt is looking on this side that we've gotten done so far. Any questions about the shading and shadowing? Okay. Now, Payne's Gray, we've got to get in down the arm here. So we need to work in between the hair. Now, I originally went through and worked with the darker blue, and now we're adding the Payne's Gray to shade that blue. Yes, Luba, what is your question? So don't wipe out your dark blue when you shade in between the strands of the hair. All right, let me come in a little closer. Okay, are you talking below the hand here? This is not part of the shirt. This is part of the spine of the book. Try again, Luba. Under the glove. Okay. Yeah, this area here. That is the spine of the book. So that'll be a different color. From here to here is the book. So in other words, the leg is right here on this edge. Yes, there are two books. Now, this area here, is the same book on the bottom from here to here. And the leg of our cowboy ends right here. And then the second book is right here. The two of these images with the cowboy and the background are merged together. This book here is behind the cowboy, and it comes down a little bit. These two areas are blended together. This book and this book are merged together in this area right here. In other words, the top half of the cowboy is leaning against this top part of the book, and the bottom half of the cowboy is leaning against this part here. When I get over there, I'll explain everything. If you notice, the cowboy, it's a dimensional picture. The cowboy is leaning on both this top book and then the bottom book of his own. When I color this area down here in the background, it'll make sense. That's why I want you to sit tight and pace me. Okay, Luba. Sounds good. So again, guys, we've got two books. The part that he's leaning against on the bottom, and then the second book that he's leaning against up here. Okay, Luba. All right. Back to our area on the hair. So we're going to shade with our Payne's Gray and our black, the hair that is leaning or draped over the arm. So be sure that you get your areas in between. Thomas, good night. Okay, now we're coming down the arm. And I'm using a little bit, or I'm using the Payne's Gray just to shadow and give these folds more detail. Now, I am barely touching the paper with my Payne's Gray. Well, hello. Finger blend. I'm just going to call you Jayo so that so there's no confusion. We've been missing you. Where have you been? All right. Now notice how the folds in the shirt are now really starting to show up. finger blend. Now, let me pull out. Oh, I'm sorry you weren't feeling good. Are you doing better now? Well, thank you. I appreciate your compliment. This is from my book, Romance Novel Covers Jubilee. Different images of romance novels. Oh, you like that kind of hat? So anyway, that's the book. All right, I'm about to switch projects, guys. Any questions? Now, before I switch, I'm going to take my Payne's Gray, because we've got these little buttons or snaps. And we'll go ahead and shade those up a little bit. Okay, Tam Tam, good night. The hair will be a blondish brown. Leaning towards the golds. Okay. Here's where we are so far. Any questions? All right, next project. Jo, what were you sick with? And I'm sorry to hear that you weren't feeling well. Okay, I'm going to work on the leaves and then work down. And the first thing I'm going to work on are these little dew bubbles. Sarah, good night. Oh, you were a little depressed. Okay. Some anxiety and stuff. Thinking too much. Some problems also, but everything is better now. Oh, I'm glad that things are better for you. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy Sarah, sleepy Sarah, purr, purr, purr. Angry Bear just gave you a hug, Jo. All right. Let's color some dewdrops. We'll start with our light blue. And then we'll come in with a medium blue. And again, we'll blend our edges. And check out how that looks immediately dimensional. And notice how okay, Angry Bear, thank you. And notice how I'm using my light blue to soften that edge. And then I'm going to leave that center white spot just as it is as our highlight. Well, J.O., if you are looking for a quiet, peaceful area or time, you need to come in here and watch the broadcast. It will get your mind off of things. Okay, Payne's Gray. Very, very lightly. And we'll finger blend that. Of course, I'll have to erase my center out again. All right, next one. Yeah, it's a very nice blue. There's our light blue. There's our medium blue. And a little touch of our what? Payne's gray. Okay. Next one. Hello, Maggie. Happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday to one and all. So Maggie, just a quick hi. It's been a long day. Lamar is still hanging in there. I spent all day with him. Oh, that's wonderful. Larry and Kyla alternated and we are just getting home. I'm sure that you are emotionally and physically beat. Maggie, this is how far we've gotten with our cowboy. Well, Maggie, I'm sorry you're going through all this. Did Lamar know that you were there? Okay, next bubble. Oh, he isn't responsive at all. I hope that people were still talking to him, though, and holding his hand. You did all day and sang a little. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, it's end of life care, you know. Maggie, how is Larry doing? Lamar is Larry's dad. And Larry is Maggie's husband. And Kayla is Maggie's daughter. Okay, let's do our next one. Whoop. It is 9:01 p.m. So Maggie says Larry is doing okay today. Allie, who is Kayla's daughter, Maggie's granddaughter, she wanted to talk to her great ditty. So we put her on speakerphone and she told him she loved him and it was okay for him to go with Jesus. Oh, wow. Needless to say, it was the first time I have cried. Oh, Maggie. So, Jo, you are 3 hours ahead of me. And then Allie told Kayla, let's go into your room and watch TV and not think about this. Very grown up. Yeah. Maggie, how is Russ doing? Russ is Kayla's son. Maggie is Russ's grandmother. And of course, Larry is Russ's grandfather. Okay. Light blue, medium blue. Zao, just to let you know, Lamar, who is Larry's dad, is in hospice care. And right now they're at what is called end of life care. All right, here's our next bubble. And our Payne's Gray. Now, this should give you a really good feeling for how to color bubbles, ocean bubbles. And then our eraser to erase out this white spot. Let me pull out so you can see how all of this looks. Looking pretty good. Well, Maggie, please tell Larry that we're all thinking of him. All right, I've got a little bit of gray that I missed when doing the background. So, alcohol marker. Okay, next one. Oh, flip my camera again. Hold on. You know I do that every once in a while. And let's erase and clean this up a little bit. So, Jao, does this mean that we're going to see you more often? And let's go ahead and get this blue in as well. Add protein shakes to my Sam's shopping list.
Okay, I added it.
All right. Next color. And check out how I'm blending that edge. And then the Payne's gray. And then our last one. All right, Maggie, good night. Blessings to you and yours. And of course, please keep us informed. Don't forget to tell Larry that we're thinking of him. Okay, our darker blue. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy Moggy, sleepy Moggy, purr, purr, purr. Now check out how cool that blue looks. And then our Payne's Gray. Now, all of this will make more sense when we get the green going on the leaves. What do I always tell you? Trust the process. Right? All right, let's take a look at this. Look how cool that looks. Okay, green leaves. We'll pull a light, medium, and dark green. All right, I think we got it right there. Okay, let me zoom in and show you what I've chosen. Here's our dark medium. Dark medium. Our dark, our medium, and then our light. Okay. I'm up in the upper left-hand corner here. Let me pull out. And I'm going to start my dark, medium, and light in an open area here so you can see exactly what I'm going to be doing with each leaf. Now, before I do that, I'm just going to do a little house cleaning here. Or housekeeping, I should say. And let's start this up. So I'm going to start my dark at both ends. And then our medium. And of course, back blending that into our dark. And our light. And if you need to highlight your dark a little more, have at it. There's our dark. Our medium back blended into our dark. And our light. dark. Oh, that's funny, Angry Bear. It's like that catfish episode where that guy thought he was dating Katy Perry. I'll delete that for you. Angry Bear, did you know that you can delete comments? Just click on the comment that you made and a little menu comes up. Okay, let's get focused here. Now, in order to keep our central color balanced, I'm going to go ahead and color that in now. And that way that'll keep that in a straight line. And then we'll come in with our dark. And our medium. And then our medium out the other side. Dark. Now, remember how I always tell you is keep your edges ragged? And now we're running out of real estate here, so we'll put just a little bit of dark. And then our medium. All right, now let's work our way up the other way. Again, we need to estimate where our light's going to be. And let's go now with our dark medium light. Any questions? You guys have gotten awfully quiet. Angry Bear, did you see how to delete a comment? All right, you're good to go. Now, notice that I'm going back to my dark. And getting that blending where I want it to be. All right, let's pop over to this other side and all of this will come together. And then I'll pull out and you can see how this is looking. Okay, down the center of this leaf. Hello, Kathy. Okay, there's our dark. Here's our medium. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off camera. And then our light. Okay. Let me pull out so you can see how pretty this leaf is. Check it out. Kathy, let me show you how far we are on our cowboy. Yeah, I think he's turning out pretty well, Kathy. Thank you. Yeah, that shirt is looking pretty sharp. Okay. Let's work on this second leaf. So Kathy, how was your day today? Win, lose, or draw? There's our dark. Lose, we need a new washing machine. Oh no. That's no fun. So there's our medium. And our light. Kathy, please tell me that you didn't find this out mid-cycle. Okay. Dark. No, you didn't find that out mid-cycle, but you'll probably buy a dryer as well since they both are over 15 years old. Send me your dryer. My dryer went out. All right, there's our dark. There's our medium. And our light. All right, let me pull out. Do a little adjusting here. Yeah, the water droplets do look good, don't they? All right. I think I have time for one more leaf. Now, this one's going to be a little trickier because well, now you know how to do dewdrops or raindrops, whatever you want to call them. Now, guys, take your time. It is so worth it. So, there's our dark. our medium, and our light. And notice how I'm back blending and also coloring in circles. Okay. Dark. Now let me go ahead and add my dark to the outside here, and that'll give us our boundary. And what do I always tell you when you're doing a color like this? Don't make it straight across. Make that edge rough. All right, I'm going to pull out just a little bit so you can see both sides here. What's that song? I can see both sides now. All right, then our medium. Back blending over our dark. And our light. All right, let's pull out and take a look at these. I think they're looking pretty smart. Now, if you need to make any adjustment, based on how all the leaves look, have at it. All right, any questions? We are running out of time. Now, just before I leave here, I'm going to take a little bit of Payne's Gray And we'll shade in that center. And we'll finger blend that. And of course, I'll do that to the other two leaves off camera. Okay, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching About Coloring with ILene Vick, guys. Joyous, joyous coloring. Love on each other, that's what we're known for. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. We'll see what kind of trouble we can get into. Please hit that like button if you like what you saw tonight. And also, I would appreciate it if you would share this broadcast. So we worked on our gnome lady and we worked on our cowboy. And I covered all the nuances of coloring that shirt. So it looks like we've got natural folds and creases in it. I think it turned out pretty well. Okay, guys, have a great rest of the evening. And we'll play with this some more tomorrow night. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.